All right, are you ready for another one of those vlogs? All right, guys, so basically, I'm going to try to do a little video every day for the next few days leading up to the surgery because I realized that there are things that need to be said that I haven't really said. And if I do one video a week, well, I'll be post-op by the next time the next video comes up. I want to be able to say what I need to say and put it out there before Monday, October 11th, is my surgery. So I'm 8 days out from my surgery. 7 more days of the fast. The fast is going really well. I'm sticking with it for the most part. What I'm allowed to do is, and I know I mentioned it in the last video, but I'll just recap, is I'm supposed to do 2 protein shakes a day with light snacks. When I talk about light snacks, it's like a half cup of cottage cheese, or I do some like one of those packages of tuna with just like a spoonful of light fat-free mayo mix up. I can have stuff like that, a little bit of chicken noodle soup. So those can be like my snacks. Then I eat one meal. That meal is about 3 ounces of meat, like a low-fat kind of meat. Like if you're gonna do a hamburger, it's got to be like 95% fat-free hamburger. Chicken breast, stuff like that. My wife is amazing, and she's really worked her tail off to try to make sure that I have meals that I can enjoy and whatnot. I found that there's a couple places that I can eat out because of the way they prepare their food and stuff like that. And so we've went and had like a Chipotle type burrito bowl. It's just you have to be careful on how much rice they're putting in and stuff like that, and watch the chicken. And I've been doing it long enough that I can tell what 3 ounces of meat is, and so I can be like, hey, not so much meat. I definitely am losing weight. 1 week prior to the fast, I had actually gotten some jeans on, and they hurt. I was like, trying to get those jeans on, and I was able to get them on. Great, but they hurt once they were on. So anyways, that said and done, now I can put those on without even fastening them. So the fast is doing its idea. For you guys that are looking at going and doing this surgery, basically the reason why you do a 2-week fast of this type is to shrink your liver. The way the doctor described to me was he took 2 magazines and he put 2 magazines on top of each other and said, this is what we're lifting with our tools. But what you have, he basically got out a box of Kleenexes and was like, this is your liver now. And so I need to shrink it down, and by doing this diet, it will shrink it down, making it able to do the laparoscopic surgery. If they get in there and they can't lift my liver with the tools, then they'll have to cut me open. And cutting open causes so many more complications and stuff like that. So to be safe, this is what they're trying to do. Like I said, I'm doing it well. He said usually the people that when he gets in there and if they have to cut people open, they ask, hey, did you do your diet? And the family's like, you didn't do anything. You didn't do his diet and stuff like that. Well, I am. From there, I am done with all of my doctor's visits. So yay for that. I just met with my surgeon today. I wish it would have been a little bit more informative and helpful, and it was just kind of a meet and greet type thing, and then he rubbed my belly a little bit. The only danger right now that I'm sensing coming up to it is that my uric acid levels are high. Here's the story. Okay, when I started this process of getting gastric bypass, I knew that I needed it, but doctors were saying, hey, you're pretty healthy though, like you need to lose weight. No one said you didn't need to lose weight, but they're like, you're really healthy. However, all of a sudden, as soon as I started this process, I got sick. I was perfectly healthy, went to all my visits, everything was fine. I did suddenly start to notice that I was starting to get some numbness in my legs. They think that's a pinched nerve due to my weight, so that's no one's fault or anything like that except for my own. But what I had to do the diet over again. I had already done 5 months of a diet where I gave myself shots in the stomach, and it was a good diet. It went well, but they felt that I needed to redo it because they didn't think that the doctor had documented enough. My doctor had documented enough information to be able to make the insurance companies happy. Well, I'll be honest with you. It was my insurance company only requires a 3-month diet, and I was fine with it. It's really simple because with the diet, if you don't have everything right, you will be denied for your surgery. Plain and simple. If they don't have the codes right, if they don't have everything all perfectly lined up, you will be denied for your surgery. I go to a support group with other bariatric patients and patients that are trying to have bariatric surgery, and I'll tell you right now, there's a bunch of people in that room that have been trying for years to have the surgery. And so there's one woman that sat next to me a couple weeks ago when I went, and I thought she was going to cry when I said I was having my surgery. I mean, she is just like, I have tried everything I can to get in the surgery. She's went to every support group, all the exercise things, everything that the bariatric center offers, she's done. But she just keeps getting denied. And so uh, it was sad. And so I'm glad to see that I get into it. I just do the process. I do what they tell me to do, and I get accepted. And so now she's going back because she was trying originally to do 2 things, and now she's gone back and she's just doing completely, totally what the bariatric center tells her. So I think she's going to get approved. I think she'll get approved within the next month or 2. What I was talking about before is getting sick. So I started doing their diet. My first visit on their diet, they felt like I had high blood pressure. Well, I'd just been to my regular doctor. My doctor was like, you're in that place where it's like, you better watch it, but we're not going to put you on medication or anything. I went to them, and they're like, well, we're going to put you on medication. So they started me on this medication called Azor. Doing this medication, I had another month until I had to go meet the doctor again. Within a week and a half to 2 weeks, my ankle started swelling. Like, I took off my Crocs one day, and like I had all on my foot, I had like the holes. You could see the holes from my Crocs. I mean, I was swelling up pretty bad. I was starting to feel like I was having heart complications. Like, I was just having all these issues. And I went in to the doctor, or to the hospital, actually, to the emergency room, and they said everything's shutting down. Like, your kidneys are shutting down. Like, something is wrong. They're like, what medications are you on? I was like, I'm only on one medication, and that's Azor. And they're like, you're on Azor for high blood pressure? I'm like, yeah, why? They said specifically in the warnings for this drug not to give it to obese people because it does cause edema, which is swelling of ankles and stuff, and it's not good for your kidneys. And so they're like, don't give it to obese people. It's more dangerous with obese people. So I'm like, what? So I go to my doctor. This is the emergency room doctor. I go to my doctor, and my doctor almost quotes the emergency room doctor. This should not have been given to you. This was wrong. And the problem with it was, why would I go to a bariatric center and the bariatric doctor would... Now, it was not my surgeon. I want to be very clear. I have not had any problems with my surgeon. But this doctor that's in charge of the diets, he's the one that was like, this is the drug. You got to do this drug. Everyone said, no, you should not be doing this drug. Why is a bariatric doctor giving people high blood pressure medication for obese people? In fact, is warned not to give to obese people. Issues. Well, here's what's happened from there. A whole slew of tests. It has messed up my kidneys so much that I now have gout. They think I have gout. They're pretty sure I have gout. But what they're measuring what I have gout for is that my uric acid levels are extremely high. Now, when I say extremely high, so you have a uric acid level of 7, that's okay, you need to start some kind of medication. I have always had 8 to 7 every time I go in. They put me on an allopurinol drug, and that drug has helped me out pretty well, I thought, until I just went in to my regular doctor to get all my pre-screen physical stuff done, and she said, I'm going to run a test for you. It's not required, but I want to check your uric acid levels to see how this allopurinol is doing. And so they called me the next day and said, you're up to like an 11 now. And so we're going to change you to this other medication, which it's like Urabolic or something like that. Then we're going to change you to that at a high dosage, and we're hopefully going to knock this out because we need to bring those levels down pre-surgery if we can too. So now I have that. So I'm taking lisinopril for my high blood pressure. I'm taking Protonix, which I take it back. I was always on Protonix because I've had esophagitis or something like that, and GERD. So for my acid reflux and stuff. So they've been giving me that to take care of that and clean everything up and work on that. So that's been going well. But now, so I'm on 3 medications now because now I'm on this uric one too, the Urabolic or whatever. I'm on that too. So now I'm on 3 medications where I was on the Protonix, but that was it. And so it's rough. So this thing has kind of hurt me a little bit more. Going into the surgery, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm scared. Like, I watch people's videos online and I'm seeing them and they're like, oh, I'm so excited. I mean, there's one girl that she subscribes to me. It's like the day of her surgery, like she's there in the hospital. She's like, I'm so happy. Like, hold her hand. I'm like, how can you be so happy? You might die. It's a weird situation for me. I'm trying to be positive. I just, I've went through bouts of depression in my life, and I'm now out of that. And as I've come out of that, I've looked around my life and I've realized how much I have to live for. And I have a baby on the way. A baby is due exactly 30 days or 1 month after my surgery. I mean, we're talking, I'm hoping to be like able to hold my baby. If that baby comes on time, which I'm hoping it doesn't come too early. So my wife doesn't want it to come early at all. She wants it to come late. I really want to see my baby. And not only that, but you guys have seen, if you go back and look at my old videos, you can see my daughter. My daughter is, she is the apple of my eye. I love her so much. She's my buddy. She's almost wants to be just like me. We have our little Illinois hoodies that we put on and we watch the Illinois football games together, and she's gotten into it. She's excited about anything that Daddy's excited about. She's my co-pilot in my truck. She always wants to sit next to me in the truck, and I love her. I really love her. I can't think of better love than the love that a child has for you. But how much I love a child. Like, my daughter is amazing, and she could walk up to my congas and put a razor blade through my conga heads, and it would not interrupt the love that I have for her. Would she be disciplined? You better believe it. They're my congas. But I would never take that love away from her. I understand God's love for me now more because I have a daughter. And so I want to make it worth it. But I want to make a difference in my child's life. The chains need to be broken. The cycles need to be broken. We have a chance to raise our children under a whole nother spectrum of life. And I need to be there for that. So I'm going to end the video like that. I love my child. I love my wife. I'll post this video and then I'll post another video tomorrow. Oh, yeah.